What up, homies? All right, I am following up on my message yesterday about the BS I'm calling, in the online space around, when you find somebody that makes you feel safe, that's how you know that is your person or that person is right for you. So I want to speak more into that as it pertains to love and relationships, intimacy, sex, and the whole deal. So hands up, let me know, hashtag first of all, if you're watching this on the replay, and hands up if you have ever been in an experience where you're feeling like you're falling in love with this person and you're just like, they just feel like home to me, like they just feel good. There's this sense of like, I can relax, or I feel safe, or they just feel good. Like, let me know if you've experienced that in the beginning of a romantic relationship. And so I want to share this with you from somebody who I've been in a committed marriage, romantic love relationship for plus 20 years. So what I'm sharing with you is not, something that, you know what I mean? Like, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And something that I also want to share with you as it pertains to relationships is that there are stages in relationships. There's checkpoints, there's growth stages, which means that as you evolve as a person, as you heal your heart, because that's actually what the whole point of being in a love relationship is. It's to heal your heart, which I'm going to get back to this point in just a moment. You really, really want to stay for this, I promise. Is that there's certain things that only come up and phases in the relationship that only come up with certain periods of time. Okay. This is something that I've done a lot of studying around. I've done a lot of teaching around, and it's something that you can also track astrologically. So, but coming back to, why it's very common for people to be attracted to others that make them feel like they're at home. And this is because what's actually happening is this person on an emotional and energetic level is mimicking the original relationship that you have with your mother. It could be your father, but in a lot of the cases, it's your mother. Okay? Our mother is our first love. I do a whole intro training on this in the Mermaid Cleanse. And if you're interested in the free intro training, let me know. It's called Lifting the Veil. And I talk about this, about why the mother is your first love, and why when we're seeking a romantic relationship, what we're really wanting is to go back to that original love that we felt with the mother, with our mother. And so when we're in these beginning phases of romantic relationships where we're just like, this person feels like home, they feel so good to me, it's because they are mimicking the relationship that the same. And what's going to show up as you start moving through that relationship, what's up, Eleni, hello, Maria, is that they're going to start mirroring back to you a lot of those same characteristics that you had with your mother, or the way that your mother made you feel. And this is all of the good as well as all of the not so good, or the challenges. And that is actually why these romantic relationships, what they're doing is they're going back and healing your inner child. They're an invitation to heal your heart and all of the ways that you didn't feel seen, you didn't feel safe, you didn't feel accepted, you didn't feel heard. Whatever the original wounding is, eventually that shows up in your romantic relationship. It's also going to have all of the beautiful qualities as well. So this is like I'm saying, this is why I'm saying that, first of all, so if you're new in a romantic relationship, and what I mean by new is less than 7 years, okay? Less than 7 years is because at 7 years is the first checkpoint, okay, in alchemy. This is, I'm not going to go into this here. It's like just way beyond the whole, of today's session. Today's little whatever thing you want to call this, but meaning if you're new in a love relationship, romantic relationship, which means before 7 years, that it doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. If the person that you're with you're like, they feel like home, they feel safe, or they don't. And I want to clarify this, is that this doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to feel safe. So like, if you're with somebody who you feel threatened physically, like they could harm you physically, or they are harming you physically, this is not what I'm saying. This is not what I'm saying at all. And if that is you and you have questions around this, I do have expertise in this area. Please reach out to me. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that love, the reality of this world, isn't about safety. True love isn't about safety. It's about truth. We structure our reality in order to feel safe. So unconsciously, what happens is that you will strategically place yourself around people, places, and scenarios to affirm for you what you believe to be true about reality. So if you think that you're worthy of a certain kind of person, or a certain amount of money, or a certain experience, you're going to structure your reality to affirm that. What feels scary is when we start drawing experiences into our life, when we start drawing people, places, persons, and experiences in our life that are going beyond the current identity that we hold, the current reality that we feel is true for us. So let me see if I can say that another way. And that's why it feels unsafe. Meaning, so if you're moving in a direction with a person, there's somebody new in your life, and you're feeling, you don't feel at ease, meaning you don't feel at home, you feel nervous about them. Like I was saying in the previous video, it could simply be because there's somebody that is challenging belief systems that you hold about yourself, about what you think you're worthy of what you think you deserve, of what that you think you're capable of. And so as you're moving into growth territory, you can't keep all of those stories with you. You can't keep all of that programming with you. So what's happening as you're moving in that direction is you're fearing the loss. You're fearing that you're going to have to lose something. And what you're losing is the ego. You're losing the identity that you think you have of yourself. And that's actually what's making you nervous, is that you know that you're going to have to sacrifice something. Okay? So, that's all that it means. It doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. You all have an inner authority. We all have a voice of intelligence inside of us that tells us what is right. And a lot of times, the way that you can tell the difference between your intuition and like a fantasy is that your intuition feels uncomfortable. Your intuition is going to lead you into territory that feels uncomfortable to your logical brain. Okay? So if you have questions about this, if you want any extra clarity around this, just let me know here in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay. And if you're really interested in this conversation, if you're really wanting to dive deeper into moving beyond your comfort zone, like, you know, going into areas that are stimulating your curiosity but feel dangerous, that feel uncomfortable, you're definitely going to want to sign up for my Pandora's box. So you're going to hashtag Pandora's box, and we will alert you and let you know when this is going to be released. So that's my message for you guys. I love you. Have the most amazing Saturday. Mwah. Bye.